Welcome back to Trending on Shaw. Hi there, my name is Phoenix. Very excited to be talking with my next guest for, well, a lot of reasons. Because number one, it has to do with kids, which are near and dear to my heart, and I know your heart as well too, Kristen. She is the coordinator of Alberta, Kristen Wilson, Breakfast for Learning, a program that some people may or may not be familiar with. Right. But before we get into that, what was your world like yesterday when the snow came down in bunches?
Honestly?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Oh, stop.
I didn't have to commute. I work from home. I have a home-based office.
Yeah.
Kid and dog, blast.
No tree issues?
Oh, I shook my tree. And when I was shaking my trees,
you're not
I
supposed
lost
to shake
my
your
phone.
trees. Oh.
My phone, I went back in the house and my cell phone's missing.
You did not.
In the snow. Because I'm out there shaking. I know. Found it.
All right.
Thankfully,
look at this beautiful picture. This is a
live
live shot of Calgary, and look at it. You'd never know.
No.
There's a little smattering.
Nah, be gone by later. It's all good.
This city is changing by leaps and bounds, but so is this culture, in the sense that there are a number of kids that are going to school who are not eating, who are not having breakfast, who may not even understand about that idea of having a meal first thing in the morning, for whatever the reason.
Right.
Breakfast for Learning is what?
What we're trying to do is bring awareness to this need, and we give schools grants so they can run their nutrition programs to give the kids the food in school. You want to set the kids up for the most success in life, and the best way of doing that is making sure they have food in their bellies.
It sounds simple.
Does.
But why is there such a need for these programs that we find in schools today?
There's many reasons. One of them is financial. Sometimes the family just hits that hard time and they just can't afford to put the food on the table. Sometimes it just comes down to sheer time, that you just don't have the time in the morning to sit down and have a meal. You know, so it's what we're trying to do too is teach kids the importance of making the right decision. If you're running late and everything else, what do? Do you grab something on the way out the door? Absolutely. Yeah. What do you grab? And you want to try and make the most nutritious choices. And
a donut and a coffee for a kid first thing in the morning is not the best.
Probably not.
Option.
Not really good for kids or people.
Is this an educational? I'm sure there's an educational part to this as well too.
Yes.
Not only for the kids, but I'm sure for the adults, for the parents, to say, look, you know what? We understand you have a crazy world. We may understand that you don't understand.
Right.
So we're there to help. Yes?
Right. And what we did this September was we put out a recipe book. And you can go online, breakfastforlearning.ca, and it's something called Before the Bell. It's a downloadable thing. And what you can do is we put 5 recipes in there that we talked to all the schools in Alberta and across Canada and said, give us your best recipes. And what we did was we got these recipes and did them in bulk. So as a parent, make it on a Sunday afternoon when you've got some extra time, and you can portion it and freeze it. So it's one of those things that when you're rushing in the morning, you've got those recipes in the freezer or in the fridge ready to go.
The ultimate goal, though, is to get the kids on that same wavelength.
Right.
So that when they get older, they can pass it down. And so it's almost like stopping a generation of excuses about why you can't have breakfast.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What attracted you to this? I know you have a little one.
I do.
What attracted you to Breakfast for Learning?
When I was told about this position in Alberta, and I did a little bit of research on it first, because I'm thinking, well, how widespread of a need really is it? You don't think. You just automatically assume there's food on a table for everybody, and it's not that simple. It's one of those things that I was shocked at how widespread of a need it is. Like right now in Alberta, last year, 15,000 kids each day got fed in Alberta through these nutrition programs.
Is that number increasing?
Huge. It is. And I mean, we could do more if we had more funds. I ran out of grant money to allocate to schools. So it's one of those things that, you know, President's Choice Children's Charity is our main funder, and they give us as much as they can. But there's always still a bit of a shortfall in it. So, you know, you try and do your little fundraising and everything else, and we could feed more kids in schools if we had the additional funds.
Yeah, when you see little faces like that, I mean, you can't help but say, I want to help. And a lot of people, I'm sure, are contacting Breakfast for Learning and saying, look, how can we help? What is it we can do? For the most part, it's just a school initiative more so than anything else, yes?
It is. It's up to the schools to run these programs. So when you say, what could we do, like anybody watching right now, The simplest thing is go on our website, take a look at who we are and what we do, and if you agree with it, then we ask that if you can make a donation, something as little as $10. A $10 donation will feed a kid a meal and a snack for a whole week. It's that simple. And you know, what we want to do is this money, we want it to be for our programs to be as sustainable as possible.
Yeah.
So they need the money, and we're very proud that our Good Works Index is at 89%. So every dollar you donate, 89 cents of it goes right to help these school nutrition programs.
Well, it starts with a coordinator like yourself to make sure that all the ducks are in a row, and you're doing a magnificent job, Kristen. Keep it up, girl. This is fantastic.
Thanks.
The program
Thank you for
is
your
amazing.
support.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
It is called Breakfast for Learning. Make sure you find out more information on how you can get involved. Well, still to come, an update on today's edition of Go Calgary, which starts at noon right after this show. Here, in the meantime, is what is happening in and around Calgary. You're watching Trending on Shaw.